Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
hello.
I don't know if
We
Trig's
just have some.
around. Trig's not around,
sorry, yeah,
guys.
go ahead.
Oh, Frost. He is in ICU overnight. And Dr. Skip will check on him in the morning. Same with Viv. He had a surgery with all kinds of weird. I was hyperventilating because it was like so much stuff. So yeah, we
But Viv's okay too. They're both like,
yeah.
stable, at
Well,
least?
Viv's
Okay.
the next 24 hours is gonna be rough for her, and honestly, I'm really upset for her stuff because she was attacked yesterday. No, earlier to not even yesterday. That's how long my shift was today. Earlier today during shift 1, she was attacked at Senior Buns. Speedy threw a freaking Molotov at her in Senior
cow.
Buns while her and Cassidy and other people were filming some kind of show or of sorts at Senior Buns off duty. Okay. So then that was earlier today, and we literally had a 78's call for Carmine was kidnapped, and we only had so many units on because of how early it was. So one unit went to go help her, and then I don't know if you guys are aware. The second time she just got taken to the tunnels and shot point blank. So, and it's Cypress again. Stevie confirmed.
So Cypress is targeting. Jeez.
Because of a situation that happened in ICU the other day. That it appears they misunderstood things that Viv said, and they keep just coming after her because they're upset about Frankie Smith dying, even though Viv has nothing to do with him dying at all.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, they're just being scumbags. I don't know how else to say it. Like, I don't like how many times are you gonna come after the same, mind you, off duty, can't even come after her on duty while she has her gun and her badge. You're gonna go out to Senior Buns. You know what I mean? Like, wow. To go after somebody by herself. It's just sad, pathetic. So I'm just a little pissed about that one. But Stevie seemed really upset. She said that the doctor said it'd be about the first 24 hours. We don't know how she's gonna do. So we're waiting. So tomorrow we'll check on her. But I think Arnold just needs rest. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, a bit of a topic switch after that. I just wanted to check in on them because I knew you guys were at the ICU.
Yeah.
Ruby, you want to?
Peter's just calling me. Give me.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's too late.
Yeah, what's going on, Chief? Hello? What's wrong?
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
sorry, we wanted you guys both here because we just have some questions.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna preface this conversation with we are not pointing fingers at anybody. We are looking to see, now that you guys are part of High Command and we have a new chief, what are the standards in regard to PNT?
Standards.
We have seen a lot of differences in between the different shifts and the way that people are trained or eval. And we want to know from you guys, are we continuing with the standard? Are we changing the standard? Who is in charge? Is it still Maple for PNT shift 3? Is it Aaron and Forte? Where are things at?
Yeah, Aaron and Forte, you can communicate with them as far as PNT. Obviously, I'm here to help pick up slack for anything. I'm not sure about shift 3. If it was Maple, I'm assuming he is the lead of shift 3. I think he's the sole PNT. I mean, they only have a handful of officers in that shift. But they're different anyway.
With
I was gonna say they do combine with BCSO, so theirs is a little different. I'm not sure what differences you're talking about. If you could point out a couple things that we could look at.
I can. You want to go?
Okay, no, you go now. We'll take turns.
So basically, yeah. So shift 3 has always been hella different, which is kind of they just do their own thing. But we
don't need an overall PNT.
So for shift 2, we've been doing those FTO evals and PPO to officer evals, where we try to hit on like everything on the template and basically do super long evals. And I was looking at some of the shift 1 evals, and they're kind of super short and like super You can look at Jared Gatlin's PPO eval, and then you can also look at like an eval I did. For let me see, for price. Just to
Yeah,
show, like, the difference
usually
between,
I use a
yeah.
template. Wait, Jared's is the PPO
Jared
eval?
Gatlin. Oh, that was a PPO one, not a final eval. Never mind.
He's got 24 questions on
It's a
here.
PPO, not an officer one. I picked the wrong one to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we're just trying to figure out, is there a template that we're using, or is it just kind of hit on certain points, or are we just splitting up the two shifts completely and just not worrying about combined PNT, like similar to shift 3? Just like 1, 2, and 3.
No, I mean, well, it's never been together. I'll say that. I mean, I've been doing this for months.
Standards have the right.
Well,
Like,
I don't know.
yeah.
I've never worked with anybody in shift 2 on anything for PNT in the last 6 months. So the only thing that I know is the same is the document that Mr. Frost created that all shifts were using. Other than that, nobody has handed anything to me and said this is what we do. So no, but I am absolutely not opposed to it. What I do know is that I was told Maple made a checklist, and that is the checklist that people were using for final evals. When Moss was chief, she sent me a document with a bunch of questions that she wanted asked to officers before they made PPO, because as she went around and asked people things like certain case laws, they couldn't even articulate them. So there's certain things that that she wanted us to focus more on than maybe what was on the checklist that I think Maple had created. I think it's Maple, right? It's been a minute since I grabbed that report.
A lot of people, if you look into FTO reports,
I think it was Lucas.
Search template. There's a thing there. I don't know who originally made that, but that's where.
Pretty sure it's
Hold on,
Lucas
which
Lavender.
one? Under FTO?
Lucas. Yeah, FTO reports just type template. I think Lucas was the original maker of that.
Yeah.
It's been edited since and changed.
Yeah, so Maple, I think, has one in actual report section. So the same thing. So yes,
same thing, just FTO template. Yeah.
Yes, this is the template that FTI should be using when doing a final officer eval. PPO eval should not be this extensive, though they should know all these things, or have. I prefer that we've seen all this stuff happen, right? Maybe they're not the best at this or that, but they're learning still. Like, I don't really care about their driving. What I do care about is, can they process people? Can they articulate it? Are they aware of their surroundings and not just ping chasing? Like with Jared specifically, we're having to point at him and say, slow down. And we're not just leaving this until, they have backup or, So yeah, this is the template that we've been using. I don't know. Not sure why we think something else is being used. But as far as PPO eval, again, that one I don't think this is actually a lot smaller, the PPO eval, than what we've been using.
It's not that report specifically. Ignore that. I was just trying to find something really quick. Yeah. No.
But that is.
Let me clarify. That's not what I was.
But on top of regular patrol stuff, the case laws and RS and PC, because of the amount of lawsuits and trouble and things that could happen by them not understanding just the basic case laws, that is something that is without question they have to be able to articulate and not just read from a piece of paper. They have to be able to explain how each case law works. So I don't know where we think something's lacking. Maybe it's the documentation that Forte didn't have the right form, or I'm not really sure. Any eval I've done, I have this format in there, the check boxes, because number one, it's easier to just checkbox stuff. And if they didn't do well on something, you just write the note, right?
Yeah, sorry, I think we're going off topic a bit. I forget about that one report. That was me just trying to quickly find one. I think it was more of, is there something specific that this new
I literally don't
focusing on for FTO stuff, like standardized wise? Or are we just sticking basically just use that template that we have?
If you guys think we should change it, then we can change. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It's been the same people doing this stuff for months.
Yeah.
And you know, I can only do so much. Ruby can only do so much. And glad you're back, Avery. Glad we have people stepping up to help FTO, but it's like, you know, that's we've just been using the same thing. I mean, it checks off everything. So if there's concerns about how people are learning, we need to talk about it. If we're okay with the format, I think all this is a guideline. This isn't articulating to us how we go through traffic stops, how we go over SOPs, how we go over reports, right? Every FTO is going to teach these things or check them off differently. So I think it'd be nice to have like an FTO meeting to get FTOs that are actually certified to go over things. So there is more of a standard instead of just putting it on the people at the top to like, hey, yeah, take them out and just teach them stuff, you know? I think that's something we should do, to be honest. Why am I the only one
It's
talking?
not a bad idea. I think especially 1 and 2, because we kind of blend together at times.
Which I've said.
And we've taken on quite a few late shift 2s, which blend into 3 as well. So maybe I can I can reach out to Maple and he can chat with those people. But maybe we should organize something for 1 and 2 just so that we work together. Sometimes there are cadets from shift 1 and sometimes there are cadets from shift 2. Because we train at different times and I mean, we do academy at different times.
Yeah, and I honestly wouldn't mind if we had like a mini academy. I am open to 100% blending things. I think it would be smoother.
Mhm.
The cadets would get to know each other better. And I kind of see that it's already been happening, which Jared should not be popping into the shifts that he's been doing. But it's so hard to pull somebody back who actually wants to be here and do the job, as opposed to maybe the 1 or 2 from academy that haven't even freaking signed up to be in the cadet queue. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But I do think that that it needs to be the same. I appreciate that should be the same, but again, I don't want to tell anybody how to do anything with their shift when it's never been that way. We've all just had our own shifts and that's it. But it makes sense to be on the same page. So I really think having like the meetings with FTOs would be a really good idea, because then it's not just us, it's them listening to what we're expecting.
Yeah, I think between Avery and I, we can organize something. I think maybe not this weekend, maybe the following.
Sorry, I
What do you
didn't have
think,
much
Avery?
input
But the
here.
thing is, there's no way
haven't
to
really done
train
a whole lot
everybody
with
the
PNT,
same,
except, like,
because
Ruby
every
and,
FTO is
Maxwell, you both
different.
have obviously
Every
kind of
FTO
handled that in your respective
specializes in their
shifts, so
own
it's probably
thing.
best to just let you
So
guys
we
kinda
are
chat that out.
training the same.
Yeah, I think
This is the
mainly
same
we were
checklist.
looking to see if there's
Like,
any
this
input
is literally the same checklist that
from
we
you guys
use.
before we kind of.
And all it's
We've
saying
got
is, can they
academy
do
this
10 codes?
weekend, and
Can
kind
they
of we're gonna
Mirandize?
launch
Can they
into
fingerprint?
things
You know
again
what I
with
mean?
7 or 8 cadets.
This doesn't tell you how to train shit.
Was there anything else, Avery?
I like how she let
No?
Avery lead
Did you
it.
want to add anything, Ruby? I know I kind of stepped in a bit there at the end.
I will
No,
bring
you're
up
perfectly fine.
and I'll bring this up to Aaron. And again, Forte's on like a trial period. I would fully, let Aaron, but Aaron's got the detective stuff, and I'm not trying to bog her down, but I absolutely need her help with the amount of officers I have in my shift, and the paperwork that comes with it. I need help. I am trying to completely hand it over, but obviously I'm still here kind of dealing with a lot of it. But I will talk to Forte and Aaron and let them know what we've talked about. I think they'll be on board with the FTO. Either way, I mean, even as, the captain of shift 1, I think we need to have this. It's something we've needed to do a long time, I think. So, yeah, let's definitely set something up. And then kind of like, TRT has their meetings and they go over, this is what we're going to do. This is how we train, da-da-da-da. So if there's certain things we want to focus on, we could do a quick, like, boom, 5-minute, here's what we expect. This is where we need to be. Every FTO focuses on things that they're good at, right? That's just how it is. Some are good pursuit drivers. Arnold Frost stepped up today and said, "Hey, I want to be FTO, not for this, and that, but because I want to show them how to do court stuff. I want to show them how to do subpoenas, warrants, defend themselves, docket postings. Like, holy shit, that's great. So I don't expect him to go out there and make sure that they know how to do pursuit stuff, right? Obviously, if he's with them, they'll do that, but that's what he wants to focus on. So I appreciate that officers do want to step in and do things like that. So if you have anybody interested in learning stuff like that, Arnold if we could set up a session with Mr. Frost if you like. But yeah, let's get a meeting set up with the FTOs. I'll talk to Aaron and Forte, and we'll try to get a time for everybody to come in.
Yeah, I think that'll be good.
In the meantime,
I think that was it.
Yeah, keep using this template. Yeah, and I'll talk to Forte to make sure. Again, he's not doing final officer evals yet. I don't even think he has FTI yet. Just Aaron. So
okay.
Yeah, just Aaron.
I love that template. We were using that template before I left. Like, it's great.
It's so just check the little when somebody told me about it, I was like, this is so easy. Just to make sure, because the biggest thing for me, like my brain, I'll go to this just gives me like, okay, remember, did they do this? Did they do that? Or have you seen them? Because some of these guys we FTO often enough, we've seen them, do 25 traffic stops, or we know they have that, but there's other areas they need to focus on. Like Jared, we need to have him. I think he needs to do a little bit more processing, and telling us what charges are, articulating that. So, with every officer, it's something. All right, cool. Yeah. And if there's and you guys have any ideas, I mean, there's no lead over the shifts currently. It's
not needed. As the person who was that position, it's not needed.
Yeah, I think we can
always be different. 100%. Yeah.
I think it's great if we could just communicate together. Again, right now with Aaron and Forte, that they're stepping into that spot, but I obviously will attach to it as well because I am around all the time and deal with a lot of the cadets. So, if there's anything we need approved or whatever, we'll just get it done. Yeah. So if you guys have any ideas, send them our way. Or if you see something not being done properly or an officer not doing something, just let me know. Because these guys are out here representing not just it's not about shifts, it's about our department as a whole. Like, people on the streets, they don't see us as shifts, they see us as a department. So we need to make sure that they're all on the same level, right?
Yeah.
Consistent.
Exactly. So if there's any weird stuff going on, or we're kind of like, we're turning our head at it, just let me know. Or again, Erin, and she will deal with it.
So we have Academy this weekend. We're doing Saturday and Sunday. This lady here on my right will not be available Sunday because she's way too famous for all of us.
Shut up.
But Radic, I don't know if you're available to maybe do the weapons part. I'm going to put the run sheet together tomorrow.
Oh my God, I thought you said
if you
weapons.
would just let me know what you'd like to do.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And then
it's already 8 o'clock. Oh my God, it's so late.
Okay. On a good that, and I mean, I'll do the taser portion with the firearm usually, just because it's they're both
fun
weapons and the use of force continuum. Yeah, but absolutely, and I will be there for both days for the entire academy. I plan on attending both days. So
yeah, I'm gonna divide it up and get a lot of people involved. Pike and Shields are going to do different parts, so it's not all just kind of pushed on one. And Avery will be there Saturday to do her parts as well.
Okay, perfect.
I think that's it. We just wanted to know if there were any changes or anything maybe that had been mentioned. That's all.
Yeah. Nothing that I've heard or nothing that's been voiced to me as far as training or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
But if you guys need anybody, or if there's any officers in shift 1 you want, if you want to either ask them directly or just in the FTO channel, like, hey, any shift 1 FTOs care to be, because they a lot of them are willing to help. They just need to know you need the help. Or because I'm sure if they see there's an academy, they might go over anyway to say hi and whatever. So if you want any of them to join, I mean, Ezra, Arnold, we have a lot of good they're very helpful, and they don't mind. So yeah, if you need that, just I am not sure about my schedule this weekend. I actually have 2 out of town things, but if I am around, I will definitely come by. It just depends what time I get done in both Saturday morning and Sunday morning. Because what time? Oh, because yours it's later in the day. That's right. I'm so used to shift 1 academy.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe
Yeah,
so I might be
yeah.
able to swing by for one of them for sure. But again, I don't want to bombard or anything. But if you need anybody, just they should have their tags in FTO. Just see if anybody wants to help.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, thanks.
All right,
Thank
all right,
you.
yep. All right, I'm probably going 42 in a few minutes.
Yeah, I gotta talk to Peters. He called me right now. He said,
Yeah, he didn't even come visit Frost in the fucking hospital.